Alright, trying out the H-Calorie Toolbox Max. Attempting to run it on a Anker DC 300 DC. Go ahead and turn off the high plateau. We'll go ahead and start heating. Crank it up to number 5. And we'll see if it can run it off the cigarette lighter on this Anker 300 DC. Alright, H-Calorie Toolbox Max. Running off an Anker 300 DC power station. Using a 12-volt cigarette lighter. See if it'll fire up the glow plug to kick the heater on, and B, how long this thing will run based on a number 5 gear setting. Right now we got some cold air blowing out, so it looks like the glow plug's starting to kick off. We're currently drawing 22 watts. No, 101 watts. See if it'll trip it on the DC plug. Standard cigarette lighter plug on the end there. And the H-Calorie is installed in my 2016 Bigfoot camper. Looks like the glow plug's firing. We're currently at 95 watts. 108. Oh wait, the screen back up. Looks like we're at 110, 98. I can hear the fan kicking in pretty good right now. Starting to get some heat out of it. Looks like it made it through the glow plug phase. And right now it is running 18 watts, 17 watts of power. And it's kicking out heat. So the Anker 300 DC, in fact, was able to do initial fire up of the glow plugs with the standard DC plug. Let's go ahead and cut to the H-Calorie and see what kind of output we're getting. We're gonna fire back up the app. As you can see up on top, we're currently running in gear mode. Output is set at 5 of 10. Voltage is 13 volts. It says ambient air temperature in here is 45. The aluminum body of the heater is 291 degrees. Go ahead and crank this up to 10. So we're on gear 10, which is the max setting. And it's starting to put up some heat. Go ahead and cut back to the camera. Alright, back to the camera on the inside of the camper. Heater is currently on gear 10 of 10, cranking out the heat through the duct there. I am recircuiting air, the cold air as well. So currently on number 10, it looks like 23 watts is what we're drawing, and this little power station, which is the 300 DC, will last at that rate for approximately 9 hours, but it keeps jumping up and down. Now it's at 26 watts. It says 11 hours. So definitely passed the test. We'll go ahead outside and see how it's running outside. So here's the current outside setting, the H calorie. I have it, the heat and fresh air piped, so it's recirculating the air, and the heat is going in through the pass-through window, plywood insert, and I have the pipe hooked up going through the bed of my truck. It's all pointing downhill. Got good clearance there. This is the intake hose. That's the heater hose over there. After it comes out, here's my exhaust. Right there's my exhaust. It's kicking out some heat right now. Currently running on 10. I just have it clamped to my camper tie downs. Over on this side, this is what it looks like on this side. The pass through, 2 hoses. The wire there is going through a PVC coupler, and yeah, it's currently running on number 10 setting. H calorie Toolbox Max. Here we are inside the camper, running it on the 12-volt cigarette lighter plug on the Anker C300 power station. Just to give you an idea of the size of this little power station, it packs a mighty punch. It's about as tall as my hand. Very small unit. DC only, no AC. And on 10 we're currently at 23 watts, and the power station at that, well, 22 watts, will run around 12 hours of consecutive runtime. And that's on number 10 setting. I'll go ahead and crank it down and see what kind of numbers we get there. Okay, back to the numbers. As you can see, we're currently on high output heat of 10. Aluminum body's at 457 right now. We'll go ahead and crank this down to the middle number, which is gear 5, and let it ramp on down and see what kind of runtime we'll get on that Anker C300. Alright, we're back now. We just cranked down the heat to gear 5, which is halfway on the Toolbox Max from H calorie. And at that setting, gear 5, basically half throttle, we're running 13 to 14 watts, and this power station will run basically 14, it says 14.7, 19, it's fluctuating. So a good 16 hours off that power station on gear 5. We'll go ahead and crank that back down. All right, back in the H calorie app here, you can see we're on gear 5. I'm gonna go ahead and toggle that all the way down, which is gear setting 1, the lowest heat setting. Still puts out quite a bit of heat. It just kind of reduces the fan. So let's go ahead and see what kind of run times we're getting now. All right, we're back at the power station, and we cranked down the H calorie Toolbox Max to number 1 setting, which is its lowest setting. And currently on the Anker DC300, we're drawing 6 watts for gear 1. So that small little power station running off the cigarette lighter will run that diesel heater for 37 to 39 hours on gear setting 1. Anyway, so that's my review of the Toolbox Max coupled with the Anker SOLIX 300 DC power station. It will in fact run it, and could quite possibly be the best little power station to run your diesel heater needs. So here in about a week to a week and a half, I'll be testing this unit on the Alcan Highway to Alaska. I'm going to be driving back home, and I will be heating my cab over camper strictly with the Toolbox Max. So if you'd like to see how that does and further testing as far as runtime and fuel consumption, go ahead and subscribe. And if you get a chance, give it a thumbs up. And thanks for viewing. Take care.
This is going to last a long time alongside a warranty, a great warranty. One thing that I do really love is that it tells you how many watts you're pulling. The light on there has 3 modes, and it goes from, oh sorry, my hand's shaky. It goes from 1 watt to 2 watt to 3 watt. Yeah. And let me get a charger real quick. Sorry. So I only have an old iPhone, so even putting it into like the biggest wattage, when I plug it into my phone now, watch. Oh, there we go. Saying it's pulling 6 watt, 8 watt, and it tells you roughly how many hours left. So I could have my phone plugged in all night basically and not have to worry about it. Even more than that, it goes into next day, 30 odd. You do have to turn these, you do have to press the button to turn the plugs on. Same with the car socket, turn that on. It does connect to your phone, and it shows you how many watts you're pulling, the temperature, how long it's going to last, the percentage, you know, everything you need to know. And it does have a few settings in there. You can change the brightness of the screen, you can change like how long the screen stays on before it shuts off, like 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, etc, etc. It also has a SOS mode if you hold down the button. Yep. Yeah, and it's gonna last you a long time. If you're only charging phones and that for camping, you know, it's gonna last you a good while. You can, you know, power some things using the plugs. Again, it does have like a wattage rating, a max wattage that it can pull, so we'll keep that in mind. If you know, don't be using microwaves on it, don't be using kettles. If you do want to do that, use the like more bigger ones. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. It has 3 ports. It charges with a cable, like a kettle plug. Again, charges very fast. You can use solar power by flipping that up. You know, it's got everything you really need if you're going camping. You know, if you bring it in your car. Yeah, like, it's a huge power bank. It's just a bit heavy. Besides from that, it will do you very good. Highly recommend. Anker is always good, and their customer service is some of the best. So, highly recommend this.
Okay, so I have here the Anker SOLIX C300 DC portable power station. A little unboxing here. Packaged very well. 3-year warranty. There you go. You can see it has 4 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, 12 volt socket, solar input. It's 90,000 mAh, 288 watt-hour battery. You can charge a total, sorry, not charge, it can put out 300 watts. So you could effectively charge GoPros, drones, tablets, phones, maybe even run a small fridge. There are 2 bidirectional USB-C ports at the bottom You can use 2 of those at a time to charge this power station. Also, while using the solar input there. This is me turning the light on. It has 3 different levels. Very handy in a power outage. There's a close-up of the front panel. Has Bluetooth there on the left. The button under the 12-volt socket is for turning on the socket and the USB. There are the bidirectional charging ports. This thing is great. It's compact. It's not too heavy. You take it to the beach. Keep the sand out of it. I love it. I have 2 of them now. And it's awesome.
So guys, you see, I am sitting at the park and enjoying nature, but I don't want to swim. And I want to be a little bit productive. So I've got my little helper here, Anker SOLIX, that is 100% charged. My computer is plugged into it, and my iPhone that I'm using for filming is plugged into it as well. I've been using this for a couple of months now, so this is a true review of what it's like. It's not super heavy. It's not very light either, so a couple of pounds. But okay, carrying down the old ramp. Here is my screen plugged in. Here is my main laptop plugged in. And you can see that my laptop is charging right here. So super, super, super convenient for anybody who wants to work outside. You can see plenty of plugs. I could have plugged 3 laptops in here if I wanted. And it holds charge for a very long time. I think one time I spent about 5 hours doing this, working in the park, and everything was just great.
Buenas, como ven aquí tengo lo que es el Anker, lo tengo conectado a la red eléctrica, lo he conectado aquí en otro enchufe para poder hacer este vídeo y como pueden comprobar aquí no funciona ni lo que es la pantalla LED, aunque la deje presionada un rato, 10 segundos, lo que sea, nada, ningún botón funciona, ya puedo hacer lo que haga 5 veces, 10, ninguna. Presiono el botón reset, lo dejo presionado un ratito y ya puedo estar ahí 5 o 10 segundos que tampoco hace nada, incluso ni pulsaciones. Nada de nada, no funciona, nada, se ha muerto todo, o sea, no lo entiendo. Ayer cuando se apagó el router, lo desconecté de aquí, pero la pantalla estaba encendida y marcaba 100% como si estuviera a tope de batería, puesto que el router va conectado aquí y este va conectado a la red eléctrica. Y ya está, nada más, solo ha hecho esa función, este Anker.
Okay guys, this is Anker SOLIX. Let's turn on here. You see the battery level. 3 USB Type-C ports. It's not too big, so these are Amazon remote, so you can see the size. Let's see back. Very, very nice.
Oh, hello. I use my Anker SOLIX to power these two, to light this whole bathroom up. And let me hit the button so you can see how much energy I'm using. It's been on for a while. And this is how I save my energy by using two USB lights, and this is the energy it uses. I'm very happy with this product, and I use it in my bathroom normally to light it up. I keep it on all day and all night, and I just charge it up. It only takes about 2 hours to charge up, and it runs like 12 to 14 hours off of the USB lights. And this is how I save my energy. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so there it is. Still got 12% left, so I could probably still charge my phone 1 or 2 more times off of it. But it's just about ready to plug in and start charging up again. So there it is, and it does its thing pretty good.
Entonces,